Okay, I'm back. This is second video of talking about. I kind of like pause or whatever. Yeah, I was just talking about how if owner operators are glorified and stuff like that. And I'm just gonna you know continue where I left off because again this thing doesn't let me record long videos. Anyways, and I just watched one of my videos and I sound like I'm talking real slow and stuff. Uh, Maybe you know I sound retarded or something. Um, but yeah, last year, you know, I didn't make a whole lot of money, and like I said, 1 or 2 months ago, I did my taxes. They counted the tax agent. I gave her, everything that I made, all the money that I made, and the reason why I didn't make that much is because I had to pay on the tires and the breakdowns and everything like that, and I'm gonna talk about that as well. And I was starting to talk about that, but I got cut off. Um, when you're an owner operator, I mean, you have a lot of responsibilities. Uh, you have to pay for your own fuel. Everything comes out of your pocket. I mean, whatever breaks, man. And I had an idea, that it was gonna be expensive, before I bought my truck, But anything that breaks, maybe even on the old truck, it's expensive, man. I mean, insurance. I got progressive, and it was 1,500 a month. And I mentioned before that my truck payments aren't that high, $1,209. Fuel, I mean, it runs up to 1,500, and it doesn't get very good fuel mileage. Um, there might be something wrong with it, and I said that before. I'm gonna have to get it checked or something or whatever. I mean, there's something that's causing it to not have very good fuel mileage, but it's a 2014, so it's not a 2022 Cascadia, which I've been driving lately. Those things, God, man, they barely sip down the fuel. I mean, you know, maybe some of you have driven the Cascadias, Freightliner, and you can drive 1,000 miles before you have to fuel up. I mean, you know, and like I said before, I drive, from where I live to Presidio, Texas. That's close to the border, you know, um, and back. That's 639 miles, and that uses half a tank, you know, and barely uses any DEF. Well, my trucks, whew, that thing guzzles down that fuel, you know. I did do something, and it did, help it a little bit, and it's using a little bit less fuel, but not a whole lot. I mean, they say, well, a lot of oil field and dirt hauling uh, truck drivers, and whatnot, they use manuals, and I maybe the reason why is because they can pull, they're better at pulling, but the 2022 Cascadia, it also pulls. I mean, it's got a 12 speed automatic, Um, it's a good truck, really is a good truck. I've driven other trucks like Kenworth and all that, Um, but that Freightliner Cascadia is really way better than my own truck, man, Um, but I've pulled heavy weight, on my own truck, you know. Um, I mean, I've pulled, Coca-Cola. I've pulled bottled water. All kinds of stuff, I mean, frac sand, bags of frac sand, heavy, uh, maybe even 80,000 pounds, Up and down hills. I mean, there's some roads here in Texas that are up and down, you know, and that'll waste fuel like crazy, But yeah, owner operators, has a lot of expenses, I mean, insurance is high, ridiculously high. Some insurances require you to on the down payment. They require $3,000, $4,000, uh, $2,000 a month. Some are $10,000. I thought Progressive was the highest, but it's not. I just had insurance with Lucky Truck. Maybe some of uh, the insurance I'm talking about. It was like 1,800 a month. I couldn't keep up. I couldn't make the payments and stuff. So it's a really expensive deal, and you're running your own business. I mean, um, and I didn't have no money saved or whatever. I didn't, I had to spend money, the money I made, and stuff, if when I had breakdowns or flat tires or whatever, I had to spend that money that I just made, $900,000, $2,000, you know. I ain't had no money saved. I couldn't save none, you know. I just couldn't save any. It's just real hard, And I mean, maybe some owner operators, might make that much money, 100,000, 200,000 a year. They talking about it, they say gross, but it's not, you know, it's gross. It's not take home. Take home is, maybe 100,000, Some and this time, shoot, you might just make 50,000, Uh, take home, could be 75, 80,000, I don't know. It's hard right now. It's really hard. And unless you get direct shippers, and then you have to go through a lot to get a direct shipper. You have to talk to the shipping manager at the distribution warehouse and whatnot, and you have to convince them that you're gonna be, able to pick up the loads and deliver the loads on time. You're gonna be, you know, spot on with everything, and 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 you can tell them you're gonna be the best, you know, uh, company to do a good job for them, and they might still say sorry, you know. I mean, there's a possibility that they can say sorry, we're not gonna use you, or they could, who knows? I mean, but you have to have talk a good, really good game, and stuff to the big wigs,